Hey there friends, and welcome back. We are trying a brand new renovation series on this channel where we renovate pre-existing homes using some real life restrictions. We are starting with the Streamlet Single, which is a base game home, and we're going to see if we can't make it just a little bit better. What I mean by real life restrictions is that when you renovate a home, you don't rip out plumbing, you don't move appliances to completely opposite ends of the lot. I'm going to take down, put up a few walls, create another bedroom, move the bathroom. I will extend parts of the house, but I'm trying to keep it within some real life parameters and things that are actually things that could happen. Like for example, I'm about to move the shower, I just move it on the other side of the wall because you could run plumbing just slightly to the right as opposed to moving it from one side of the lot to the other side of the lot, which is not realistic at all. You'll see that what I end up doing is creating another small bedroom that I create a nursery with. If you download this home on the gallery, it could be a child's room, you could make it a study. I just chose a nursery because I feel like a room that small, that's about all you could do with it. You'll notice I redo a lot of the landscaping as well. This was not good landscaping on their part, which is saying something coming from me. I'm terrible. I'm so bad at landscaping. But when there's, 16-foot gaps between the bush and the foundation, that's got to be fixed. You can't leave it like that. And I do end up going in and moving it all around anyways because I extend that kitchen wall right there just a little bit to give the kitchen some more space. Here in a few, you'll see that I paint all the fixtures. And by that, I mean I don't change the windows. I'm not ripping out doors. I'm painting all of the windows and everything to be white because when EA gets a hold of a color, they really get a hold of a color. What I mean by they get a hold of a color is like everything's green. The outside's green, the fixtures are green, the windows have green. I mean, everything is green. And let's be serious, I like green as much as the next guy, but it's too much. I make a few tweaks on positions of things, but I don't like full-fledged move windows. I mostly make more realistic adjustments, like that window was in the bedroom, the nursery was not in a good spot, so that had to move. I changed the spandrels to this white, and I don't really even know why I changed them, because when you play or do shoots with the roof up, you can't see them. If you play like I play, which is I typically play with walls half down or down. I don't play with the roof up unless I'm trying to get screenshots or something. But you can't see them that way. I did a few adjustments in the bathroom off the bat because the toilet paper was like 45 feet up on the wall. I just threw it in there. I didn't change the wall height, and I kind of wish I would have, but if I'm working with realistic renovation ideas, I can't really do that. You can't just like knock off a foot off the top of your wall when you renovate your home. But this house has the medium height walls, and I hate the wall heights. I just wish everything was standard height in everything ever because the tall walls just don't look good. I don't even know if it's that the walls don't look good, but like those are standard size doors that you see on the bedroom and the bathroom, and there's such a big gap. I'm in my house right now, I'm looking, and there's probably only 1.5 feet between the top of my door and my ceiling. But that's not Sims life, I guess. The roof took me, entirely too long. One thing that little Simsy, aka Kayla, has said in her builds that I didn't notice until I had to mess with it was, when EA builds a home and they put just the standard roof texture on it, it looks super unfinished, and it did. So this took me a few minutes to get my life together, and then I realized I left a whole section of the wall that freaking ugly green. But I got the roof up and going, and it was just all fine and dandy. So now I'm messing with the kitchen. I probably spent way too long and way too much money on the kitchen. If this were a real life renovation, my husband would be angry, because I spent way too much money on the kitchen. So I did that brick wall, which I will go in and change in a few minutes because I'm going to pick countertops and then pick new countertops, and I don't like the way that it looked with that brick. I think I do the bathroom first. I can't really remember. I did go through earlier. You'll notice I put the super subtle saucer light. I put it in everywhere because for something so small, it gives a good amount of light and I can see everything I'm doing. But like these counters I'm putting in, these counters don't even survive because I don't like the way that they look. One of my other small complaints about the way that The Sims is I'm about to put a refrigerator down, and you will notice that there is a rather large gap on each side. Now, I know that in real life, your refrigerator doesn't butt right up against both sides of your counter. Like mine, there's about a 3-inch gap between the wall and the fridge, and it's nice because I have a step stool there. But I don't like the way that it looks in The Sims. It's not like I can slide something in between there for storage. So I swapped it to this Parenthood fridge, which I really like. But then I had to change the cabinets, and then I had to change the color of the walls because it didn't match, and it was just a whole thing. Like, if this were a real life renovation, I would have spent so much money just redoing the walls and the counters in the kitchen that I'd be broke already. Another really small and strange complaint I have about The Sims 4 is the cost of these appliances is absolutely insane. That stove's over $1,000 by itself. And also, I had a little issue. I thought I messed up the color on that corner cabinet, but it turns out it actually just looks really bad. And there's not a lot I can do about that. There's several cabinet counter inconsistencies in The Sims 4 that you'll find if you play or if you watch people build that really bother them. And that's one that bothers me. That cabinet's not the same color. It's the same swatch, but it's not the same color as the rest of the cabinets. And I'm always going to notice that. And now you are too, so you're welcome. You can enjoy that. I love the freedom to place things floating in the air that I just don't like the way they look. You'll see me struggle a little bit with some of the decoration. I was really struggling with typing that day that I recorded this. It was a fun little issue that I had, but it's fine. I figured it out. It's fine. I put my little hand towel by the sink and everything's fine. Putting my finishing touches on the kitchen and making sure that I like the way everything looks. I opted not to leave the subtle saucer light in the kitchen. I wanted something a little more, I don't know, kitchen-y. So then I decided to swap out some fixtures in the bathroom. I don't like the shower that they used. And that toilet was just awful. Just spend the extra money and get a good toilet. Like, why do you gotta be like that, EA? It took me forever to decide on a sink. I mentally went back and forth a lot, and I was like, I don't know if I like that, but it turned out fine. This is where you see me run into an issue here with the tall walls. Watch this. Yeah, that was like 45 feet up. There's no way any human being could have grabbed that getting out of the shower with these tall walls. So the next thing we're going to work on is the nursery. I'm really partial to this bed. I say bed loosely. I don't like the way that babies are objects and not actual people, but you know, it's fine. I liked that bed a lot, and I kind of imagine when making this nursery that it's things that you'd have in a real nursery. You'd have a basket of toys just sitting there, stuffed animals, gifts that people have gotten the baby. And I really liked this cabinet as sort of a like diaper storage, I guess. There's no real changing tables or anything because, like I said, babies are just objects, and so there is no real need for things like changing tables and other things that you would actually put in a nursery. So looking at the nursery, I intended for it to be a little bit gender neutral, and it ended up being actually quite girly. I do have a daughter of my own, and I feel like I tend to make things a little girly unless I know specifically that it's for a boy. I do tend to make it a little on the feminine side. We throw in a dresser, a couple of little clutter items, like this. I imagine this to be more of like a diaper bag. I know there's notebooks sticking out of it, but you know, sometimes you need notebooks when you have kids. It just is what it is. We'll move on next to the master bedroom. And you'll notice I don't put much in here, just a few basic furnishings. I will say that this house is not meant to be a starter home based on the furnishings alone. Some of the furnishings I used in the home are a little bit more expensive. The appliances are a little expensive. But if you wanted to download this home on the gallery unfurnished, I feel like unfurnished, the cost would be pretty comparable to what it was before. It would be more of a starter home, but definitely the furnishings make it not a starter home. I kind of imagine that it's more of either a couple with a new baby on the way, or a single parent with a baby or baby on the way who is a little bit more established in their career, and they saved up the money and they bought the house. Just throwing up some decorations in the hallway so it's not so empty. I don't actually do a lot in the living room and the dining space. I do basic furnishings, and it's definitely, like, by this point in recording the video, I was getting very tired. So I just put up basic, somewhere to sit, something to do. Same with the dining table, somewhere to sit and eat, and that's kind of the extent of both of these rooms, is just basic function. I actually realized, watching the playback and editing the video, that I forgot to put like a bookshelf or a computer desk or anywhere for your sim to build skills. So that is something that if you download this house, you'll want to consider and to include. I remember to have fun. I definitely remembered the fun aspect with the video game and the television. I kind of toyed with the notion of a mounted, but realistically, it's really difficult to mount on brick, so I opted not to do that. I wanted to find a little sculpture, but I wasn't really happy with any of them and how they looked in the living room. The dining table, I opt for a large round and just a couple of chairs. I'm not really happy with the placement, but there's just really no good way to place a dining table unless you do a smaller one. I preferred the round one. I like to have just a little bit more seating space. Putting in the finishing touches is just me trying to adjust that table. There's no good size for the table. And so here we have the finished product, and here's the tour of the inside from this first person view. This first part moves really slowly. I don't know why it moves so slowly, but I struggled. This is the second home I've renovated, and it was slow in the other one too. So you come into your front door and you have this really nice hallway, and we're gonna go straight in and look in the master bedroom. I liked these colors together. Some of the rooms, I think it was the lighting outside possibly, I kind of had to cheat the weather to make it look nicer. But dude, this is one of my favorite beds though, honestly. I love this bed a lot. We exit the bedroom. I love that view looking into the kitchen. That just looks so nice, even with the crappy dining table. This is the final kitchen. That one cabinet, man, that really bothers me. But the kitchen looks pretty nice. I like the view looking out the front door. And even though there is a bare minimum in the living room, it still does look really nice. I really like the brick that I ended up picking. I think it looked good. Here is our renovated bathroom with our gigantic walls. Completely unnecessary, honestly. But it's small, but it is functional. If you really wanted to knock out the nursery wall, which here comes the nursery, and make it a larger bathroom, you could. I just like the idea of having a small second bedroom in here. Little butterflies on the wall are just so cute. So here's our nursery. I feel like that's the perfect size for just a little creature who really can't do anything. Here's another view of the living room and just the overall view of the house. I think it turned out really nice. Drop a comment below. Let me know what other houses I should renovate. If you enjoyed this one, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.